For now, you can just put your props off to the side, blanket, block, and a strap. And then come to seated. And make sure that your hips are ever so slightly elevated. So you can sit on the edge of a cushion or on the edge of your folded blanket. Let's let the hands rest on the knees with the palms facing down. And curl your pointer finger and your thumb to gently touch in Gyan Mudra. And let the eyelids close. And drop your sitting bones. Try to find equal weight in each sitting bone. Letting your seat relax all the way down through the legs, feet. Let everything get heavy from the waist down. And then at the middle of your waist, ever so slightly lengthen it, like you're tugging your rib cage a tiny bit higher. Let your belly relax so that as you breathe, your belly and your ribs can move. The heart will feel like it's lifting ever so slightly. Shoulders are relaxing back and down. The lips are together, but the teeth slightly separate. Let your tongue relax in the mouth. And invite the roof of your mouth to rise like a dome. Begin to deepen your natural breath. Each inhale is a little bit longer than normal. Each exhale a little bit slower. Contract the back of the throat slightly, creating the sound of Ujjayi, victory breath. And you get to decide the quality and the speed of your breath. maintaining a certain level of this position and this awareness as you begin little circles with the torso. And the circles might start to get bigger. And slowly reverse the direction. Draw your spine to center. And then tenting your fingers, bringing them forward in front of you. You're welcome to release your cushion if you need to. Sending your breath down into the hips. You can always fold a little bit more here if that's comfortable. On an inhale, rise up. Take your right hand out to the side. And reach your left arm up and over the head. Draw the pinky edge of your hand down and your thumb reaches up behind you. Let your head really fall to the side. And take this arm that's in the air and reach it up, out, and down, spreading through the fingers. Send your breath into your neck and shoulder. And you're welcome to move the head around. Let's take a couple big circles with the arm, reaching it forward in front of you and then up and around. Your torso can move a little bit too with this. You can even reach the arm back a little bit. Just play with it. Maybe taking a circle or two in the other direction. Good. And eventually reach that hand up and over the head, bending to the side. And then use your inhale to come all the way up to center. Notice both sides of the body. Switch the crossing of the legs so the other ankle is in front. Tent the fingers in front of you and just walk them forward, finding that spot where you can feel the hips, maybe the low back, and breathe into those spaces. Sometimes when we send our breath into a space that feels tight, the tongue will tighten and the jaw will tighten. So see if you can keep the tongue and the jaw soft. You're welcome to fold as much as you like here. On an inhale, rising up. Bring your left hand out to the side. Right arm reaches up and over. Again, with that hand that's in the air, try to reach your thumb back and up behind you so that your pinky faces down in front. Let your neck and head get heavy, relaxing to the side. Take the hand that's in the air and reach it up towards the sky. And then down, spreading through the fingers. Send your breath into the head and neck. So you're reaching that hand away from the neck. Feel free to move the head around. Now let go of any rigidity of the pose and circle this right arm really big up and around, and you can let your torso get into it a little bit too. You can even reach that arm back behind you. Take a couple in the other direction. And reach that hand over the head to the side. Use your inhale to come all the way up. Let your hands touch the floor on either side of you. And notice both sides of the body right up through the neck. Let's continue our work in the shoulders and neck by coming up to standing with your strap. Let your feet be shoulder width apart. And hold onto your strap with your hands about shoulder width apart. Inhale, reach the strap over the head. Your knees are soft, so they're not locked. Exhale, leaning to one side. Inhale, center. Exhale, other side. And just go side to side a few times. The next time you come to center, try to reach the hands back. Beautiful, let them down. Give them a rest. You might feel some tingling in the arms. And open the hands wider. Bring it up. Exhaling to the side. Keep a steady breath so that you have a sense of rhythm. Good. Start to let your hips get into it a little bit. So as you go to the side, your hip reaches out. The next time you reach up, reach it back. Take a breath. Good, let it down. Okay, last time, let your arms open as wide as is comfortable. Bring it up. To the side, you can let your hip get into it. And when you're ready to reach it back, you can reach it back as much as is comfortable. Good, and then bring it down in front. Fold your strap in half, or even in fours, and then hold it behind you. Bend the knees slightly. Start to stick your sitting bones out behind you, hinging at the hips as you reach the hands away from your back. And you let your head hang down towards the earth. Now continue to gently reach the hands away from the back as far as they'll comfortably go. Remember that key word of comfortably. Now deepen your breath here. Where can you find more space? Where can you send prana to circulate? Nod the head, yes. And shake the head, no. Let gravity lengthen the neck. Let the head come into stillness and take 2 or 3 more breaths here. You're welcome to take a couple exhales through the mouth. When you're ready to come up, press into your feet and roll it up 1 vertebra at a time. Arms release down the back, head rolls up last. And release your strap. Standing in mountain at the top of your mat. Pick one spot to gaze, gazing through the lens of the eyes at this point. You're welcome to lift the pelvic floor slightly, Mula Bandha, inviting prana to circulate more in the body. On an inhale, reaching out and up, gathering energy. On an exhale, palms touch, bowing down. Inhale, flat back, gazing forward, hands can come to the shins. Exhale, bend the knees, spread your fingers and plant your hands into the earth and tiptoe your feet into downward facing dog. press into those wide fingers, reaching the hips up to the sky. And then relax your shoulders away from the ears. Bend the knees slightly, come up onto your tippy toes. And then on your next exhale, let the heels of your feet get heavy. Let those heels sink down. Tuck the chin, gazing towards the knees or someday towards the belly button. Inhale with me. Exhale, lower your knees down and sink your sitting bones all the way back towards your heels, child's pose. Forehead comes to the earth. Try to gaze at your third eye center. On your inhale, lift the gaze. Spread those fingers. And let's do big circles with the hips. If you'd like to, you can try closing the eyelids and finding that third eye center again. You're literally drawing your gaze inwardly to the center of your forehead, this home of inner wisdom that's also connected to all the wisdom beyond time and space. See if you can keep this gaze point as you reverse the direction. The next time that you come forward in the circle, tuck the chin, pick a spot to gaze at the ground, inch your knees together. And then bend the elbows, lower your chest all the way down to the earth. Squeeze your elbows in towards the body, glide your shoulders down the back. Press into the hands as you lift the heart into cobra. On an exhale, lower the upper body down. Chin touches the earth. And this time, just for one inhale, lift up for cobra. And on your exhale, bend the knees, tuck the toes, lift the hips, downward dog. On your exhale, lower the knees, but let them open wide. Bring your toes to touch behind you. Sink back, child's pose with wide knees. You can really stretch your hands forward. And then let the forehead rest. Relaxing the tip of the tongue. Relaxing the jaw. On an inhale, lift the gaze. Exhale, roll it up. And take your block. And you can stand on your shins with the knees hip width apart. And bring your block by your left ankle. And it's tall, your block is tall here. And then let your left fingertips or your left hand rest on the block. You're already gonna feel a back bend happening here. If this feels like it's not a good idea, just bring your hands to your low back. Squeeze your elbows together and then come into a little back bend here. And you can hang out as long as you like. You can also come out whenever you're ready. Or bring that left hand to the block, reach your right arm up, and maybe slightly back. You're welcome to keep the chin tucking, gazing forward, lengthening the back of the neck. Or if it's comfortable, you can let it fall off the back and it will rest on the tops of the shoulders. Breathe with it. Good. Ride your inhale up. You can use that arm that's in the air, reach it forward. Other side. Each side is different, so try to place your hand on the block and just make sure it feels like a good idea. You can always come into this one again. Otherwise, reach that left arm up and slightly back. Wherever you are, see if you can deepen your breath. Good, and use the momentum of your arm coming forward and your inhale to help you come out. Good. Inhale, reach both arms up. You're not going to reach them back, but reach them up. And then slowly from the shoulder, start to reach them out to the side and back. Bring them to your low back. or bring them to each heel. Again, use your momentum and your inhale to bring it forward. Plant your hands down for down dog. Lift the hips up. One step at a time. Walk the feet up to meet the hands. Inhale, flat back. Good. In this flat back, stay here for a moment. What happens if you press into the feet? What happens if you tuck the chin like you're lengthening the back of the neck and then glide the shoulders away from the neck? They're gliding down towards the hips. Now try to keep that length in your spine as you exhale and fold. On an inhale, bend your knees slightly. Start to gaze forward. Bend them even more. Inhale, reach the hands up into Utkatasana as you sit down. Inhale, shoot to standing. Slowly taking a few breaths as you reach the arms out and eventually down. Find your perfect mountain pose. We're going to come into this same pose, but on the back. So gather your blanket. Come lying onto your back. You're welcome to place the blanket over you. And if you'd like to, you can hug the knees into the chest for a moment. You might be craving a little twist side to side. And for the next minute, let your body take any movement that it might be asking for. And it might be asking to stay still. Just listen to it. Eventually, you can let your legs relax on the earth, slightly separated as if you're in a mountain. Let the toes fall to the sides. If you haven't yet, you might like to place the blanket over the body. And then one shoulder at a time, just tuck the shoulder down a little bit and maybe in towards the spine so that your arm can relax a little bit away from the body and the palm will naturally face up. Let's take an inhale together, letting the belly stretch up towards the sky, holding the breath at the top. And then exhale out through the mouth. And feel the bottom of your breath. Again, inhale so deeply that your belly stretches up towards the sky. Holding at the top. Exhale out through the mouth, releasing any stress or tension that might be ready to let go. Feel the bottom. Inhale deeply, pausing. Exhale. Feel the bottom. And take one more on your own. Let your breath return to its normal rhythm, letting your body breathe for itself. You can let the eyelids close, relaxing the tip of the tongue. Relaxing the tip of the tongue relaxes the throat. Relaxing the throat relaxes the heart. Relaxing the heart relaxes the belly. Relaxing the belly relaxes the pelvis. Relaxes the thighs. Relaxes the knees. Relaxes the lower legs. Relaxes the ankles. Relaxes the feet. Relaxes the tips of the toes. Relaxing the tips of the toes relaxes the tip of the tongue. Relaxes the throat. Relaxes the heart. Relaxes the belly. Relaxes the pelvis. Relaxes the thighs. Knees. Lower legs. Ankles. Feet. Toes. Tip of the tongue. Deepen your breath. Touching the tips of the fingers to the thumb. And wiggling fingers and toes. Stretching the arms up over the head, getting long. And you can use your arm as a pillow, rolling onto one side, whichever side feels right today. Letting the head remain heavy as you make your way to seated. Coming back to where we first began. Let your palms face down on the legs, with the pointer finger and the thumb touching, Gyan Mudra. Finding that perfect alignment for the spine. Sitting bones drop. Tongue relaxes in the mouth. And let the dome of the mouth rise. Maybe adding that awareness or gaze at your third eye center. Bringing the palms together at heart center. Notice what you would like to honor today. The light in me bows to the light in you. Namaste. Thank you all for being here today.
Thank you, Liza.
You're welcome.
It's great.
Thanks, Liza.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Namaste, namaste.